Alright, I just thought of something here. A lot of guys are probably going to be looking at this press going, what the hell's the back of this thing here? I mounted it to an aluminum plate. I got a stem sticking out the back. What that stem is, it's for kind of what I wanted to say was the most important thing that you need in your shop, in my opinion, is a good workbench. Because without a workbench, you really can't do kind of what you need to do. You know, there's not a day, or I wouldn't say a day, but a week that goes by that I don't use my workbench. And where that stem kind of goes in on my workbench is I made an attachment where you can slide that in and out right there with some bolts. You drop them bolts loose and you slide in the other press. Now I'm right in the middle of making some blackout brass, but for guys that are trying to get into a shop or their shop that they're trying to do stuff, probably the most important thing that you can do, or the first thing you should do, is probably build yourself a decent workbench, because without your workbench and a decent vise, there's not a whole lot you can do. And one of my first acquisitions was actually a welder, just a basic welder, and a bandsaw. With those two things, I kind of built the workbench, you know, and then after the workbench was built, I built my other wood benches, blah blah blah, and eventually get to the point where you get yourself a milling machine and a lathe, of course your bolt rack and stuff, and you acquire tools and stuff over the years. But I would say for you guys that are trying to really get into do anything in your shop before you worry about a heater or a flat screen or a bazillion lights and ceiling fans and air conditioning in your shop, is build yourself a workbench, because that will last you and you will use that all the time no matter what you do. Whether you're building a press or if you're building specialty tools for work, you know, it's like I use that all the time. You know, I have to pull these seats out that are 400 or 500 foot-pounds, and you can put that right on your workbench, clamp it in your vise, and pop that loose. So, most importantly, for anybody that's aspiring to do anything in their shop, is build yourself a decent bench.